How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Penny board with us. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
Hello. Yeah, I am Penny Board. I write, sing, do marketing, run merch, all the things.
Dude, one man show. I love it. I want to give a shout out. I have a ton of people that said you should check out Penny board, and I was like, whenever people suggest me groups, I'm like, let's do it. Let me check it out. And then, ultimately in my head, I go down the rabbit hole of like taking a look at your music, and so I went through four or five songs on your YouTube page, which I'll leave link below if you haven't gone to check it out. Go do it. But yeah, I went through the rabbit hole of Penny board, and I can say now a fan. 10 out of 10.
Oh my goodness! Welcome. You're officially a skater. That's what our fan base is called.
I am far from a skater. I can't do any of that shit. So
in your heart,
in my heart, I'm a skater. But reality wise, I'd probably like break my ankle or something. So, but I wanted to know, Faith, in regards to Penny board, I'm curious how long you've been doing it for. Like, what kind of got you motivated to start a musical project? Have you been in groups prior to this? Just give me the whole the origin story of Penny board.
So we're on year 3, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Kudos.
Yeah, I played violin for like 10 years, and like I'd always just kind of like that was like the only like music experience I had.
Sure.
And then whenever I went on to like work in the music industry, I was kind of like always in the background, like as a photographer or marketing or like, a promoter for like local shows and things like that. So yeah, I just always like admired like, anyone in a band. And I'm like, wow, that's like amazing that you can get up there and do that. It's something I've always wanted to do. And I felt like I was kind of just like letting things get to me, and like I started like holding myself back. And then when the pandemic started that summer, I was like, I have no excuse. Like I need to just do this. It's now or never. And it's been really fun. I have literally 0 vocal training. So like family and friends who have had training have been helping me. So I've just literally been figuring this out just like from the beginning, and it's been really fun. I like that about Penny board. People can like follow along on this journey, and like, they can see that like if you want to start a band, It's so fun.
Yeah, I gotta give you a lot of kudos, and I like went back all the way to like the very beginning into the most current song, which is "Pilfer Brains." Go check it out. Great music video, and they also have an EP coming out that we'll talk about a little bit more in depth. Obviously, but it's cool that. I guess how like adamant you are on like I don't know any of this. I'm just trying to figure it out and come along with my journey on figuring it out, and like I can find a lot of love on that because basically me doing this has been a journey in and of itself. So I can kind of find a lot of relation to that, and like I got to give you a lot of kudos for that because it's I'm sure for you it must have been very daunting and like obviously nerve-wracking in some spaces, but it's like. It's just like a fun journey, and like it's very cool. Do you come from like a musical background? Is your family like a very musical family, or not at all?
Oh no, not at all. Yeah, literally not in the slightest. My siblings, like we were all like in orchestra together.
Okay.
But yeah, I've kind of always been the one that's like I've always like wanted to perform. Like I was in theater and dance, and I was a cheerleader, and like. Yeah, I was kind of always just like, I just want to perform. I was a mascot once.
That's awesome. And now you just get to dance around on the stage and like do your thing, and that's really sick. And like again, I'll be following very very much your journey on how things go about, and like I think it just makes me very curious on what's going to be coming next, because what I noticed about like older material, it's very like pop punk, very like cool stuff. I love that. Pop punk is like one of my favorite genres. But then I checked out Pills for Brains, and that was actually the first song I listened to, and that is like the complete like left field pick. So I was like this is interesting. And then so I was like, let me go back and like keep listening to it, and there's like not even a shift. It's just basically like you break off and you do something completely different, which I respect, because I feel like it's so difficult if you get into like one mode and you're like, I'm going to do this. And then you're like, oh my God, now I'm going to make a left-hand turn and throw everybody off. and that's great. I thought it was very interesting. Was that kind of a more cognitive choice on like, I think this is where I want to go, or did you kind of have a lot of deliberation on like, because I imagine the EP might be a little bit more varied than just Pills for Brains, if I had to guess.
Yes. I have been struggling, to figure out, like, like, what sound I want, and
Hmm.
I finally was just like, "Who cares?" Like, I'm not gonna put myself in a box, I'm gonna, like, write whatever I want. So my producer and I, we decided that, like, for this EP, we're just gonna do literally whatever we wanted, and Pills for Brains was, like, that was, like, my, like, pop star moment, and,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
maybe, like, I'll do more of that in the future, who knows? Yeah, I don't know, I just get, like, bored, so I just wanna, like, try a whole bunch of different things, and, like, even, like, my taste in music really just kind of, like, it changes, like, all the time. Like, right now I'm, like, really into K-pop. Like, I was really into K-pop back in, like, high school, and now I'm,
Bro.
like, back in it, but, like, maybe, like, 6 months ago, I was, like, only listening to, like, rock music or, like, hardcore music, and, like yeah, so it just, like it changes, and then, like, that's kind of how, like, my writing process is. I'm like, "Well, I'm listening to a lot of pop music right now, so, like, I wanna write a pop song," and yeah,
I
it's really
think we
fun.
might be on the same wavelength, Faith, because I also have gotten into the world of K-pop as recently. My roommate and I have been going through K-pop groups live on here. Not to plug my own stuff, but like we've been going live and doing a bunch of that stuff. And now I am just a K-pop stan. I love K-pop. It's probably gonna be on my Spotify rap this year, very high. I gotta give a shout out to my two favorite girls groups, New Jeans and Twice. I love them.
Yes!
I can't stop. I just love their music, and we kind of go through a bunch of different like groups. We're going to be getting into like guys groups as well. So it's a journey. So if you are on a
My
K-pop
goodness.
train, much like myself, come subscribe because we do a ton of K-pop stuff. We just did a solo artist thing on Twitch because we got X'd here on YouTube. So we did that. So you can go check that out if you want. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a bunch of stuff K-pop related. So if you are in that lane, feel free to come by. Would love to see you. But yeah, I that it's funny you bring that up because I'm
That's
also in
so
the same boat.
exciting. I feel like every time I, like, mention that I listen to K-pop, like, usually other people aren't because I'm mostly, like, in the pop punk scene, but there's a crossover
There
between
is.
pop punk and K-pop. Like, I've met a few other bands that are like, "Oh, yeah, like, we only listen to K-pop, really?" And I'm like, "We gotta stick
We
together."
gotta stick together. We have a bond now. Yeah, I feel that. It's like I also noticed, and my roommate and I talk about this so often, is that like there's this interesting crossover of like metal music and like K-pop music, where like the writing style, like the way it's laid out, is pretty similar to like metal music. So I was just like, I had this like Jimmy Neutron like brain blast moment where I was like, man, they both have like the same structure. That's probably why I love it so much, is because they hit both of those the neurons in
Yes.
my brain that enjoy both of those things. So I'm glad you picked up on that, Faith. So we're gonna have to stick it out now. That's how I'm feeling.
Oh, yes. I will totally hit you up about, like, all the debuts and, like, everyone's comeback
We're
and
doing we're doing XG in a couple weeks, so I'm very stoked on that. And then we're doing, well, this upcoming Tuesday we're doing ESPA. So I don't know if you've heard of ESPA or not, but very exciting.
oh
This
my
is
god,
our
that's
bit. This is my bit to talk
cool.
about K-pop music. So I appreciate you giving me the plug a little bit, Faith, on that.
I'll find any reason to bring up K-pop.
What about you? What groups are you currently into?
Stray Kids is, like, my number one group.
Ooh,
I
okay.
love them. I've been collecting, like, all of their albums, and, um, yeah, I love them. I also really like Stacy, New Jeans, TXT.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. We are gonna tackle Stray Kids, but we also know it's gonna be like a 3 or 4 part series because
it's a
they have so
lot.
much music. They have a lot of
Yes.
music. And also I feel like this is what I noticed was the biggest difference between jumping into K-pop and like normal like mainstream Western music is that like they put out so much music. They like put out
Yeah,
like probably like 2 EPs worth of music a year, which is like insane work. So I gotta
yeah.
give a kudos on that because that's crazy.
Like Stray Kids released an album this summer, and then like they literally just start like they just released like more music, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I haven't even like bought all of the versions of these albums yet. Please slow down. Like,
My bank account is hurting
yeah,
right now.
please don't announce a tour soon because I'm
Please,
not ready
oh.
for it. Like,
I also said that like yeah, I would love to get in. We're gonna get into Stray Kids. It's for sure a given, and I hope to see their faith because I'm gonna need some
I'll be
help.
there.
I'm gonna need some help. So you're gonna have to fill me in on the blanks on that one. But yeah, that was our K-pop. That was totally not planned. I just want to let everyone know, but just in case you would like to, there's a crossover here. So if you'd love to check out some K-pop stuff, definitely do it. But yeah, I feel like with Pills for Brains, I was like, wow, she's kind of getting, you're kind of giving me that like Ash Nico, like hyper pop kind of vibes, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I like it. I don't listen to a ton of Ash Nico, but I kind of understand like the sounds that she's going for. And I was like, this is cool. I like this. And it kind of gave me the weirdest perspective change once I got into Crybaby. And I was like, this is more like pop punk music.
Yeah, it's like the
And
story so far, Nikki.
story so far. And like, I was vibing with that. And then I was like, okay, let me listen to Karma. So then I gave Karma a listen. And I was like, we're more in pop punk lane. Okay. We're two for two on the pop punk stuff. And then I will say out of all the songs I really enjoyed Cherry Chapstick the most. I think that one was like the one that stuck out to me. I was just like I love the storyline. I love that you're giving queer representation. I thought that was very sick and obviously wanted to point it out for all of my LGBTQ plus homies fam. I love you guys. But yeah, I thought that was very cool and like I think it was like either on Instagram or TikTok where you were talking about how there's not enough representation on that end, and so it was nice to see that. So I wanted to give a point out for that. So you can check the link below. Go give it a watch. And then the last one I checked out was Conversations, and that was again like kind of the pop punk thing. And I was like, okay, so I was like, Pills for Brains may have been a one off, but I'm completely okay with it because I love when bands kind of do something that arguably is a little bit outside of their comfort zone because I think it makes the process more interesting. Did you find that people were kind of shocked that Pills for Brains came out and they're like,
Oh my
what's going on?
goodness. Yeah, so you either love it or you hate it. Like I feel like there's no in between. Um, it definitely was like a huge risk for me to do that because I was like, this is different than what I normally do. Um, so I was like, like I kind of accepted before it was released. I was like, this probably isn't gonna do as well as like the rest of my stuff, but like
Mhm.
that's okay because like I did this for me. But some people really love it. Some people like that's like their favorite song. Honestly, it hits different live, and I feel like
Oh,
once you
sure.
see it live, you're like, wait a second, I
It
get it
clicks.
now. Yeah. Um, so yeah, it's been really fun, and I don't know. For me personally, I was like, I just need like a refreshing moment because it's been 3 years now. I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, I want to like do something different. So yeah, it was nice. Change of pace. Probably gonna go back to rock music. So we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
No, I feel like you gotta change it up. Like I appreciate the fact that it's there, and I imagine it's on the EP to come out. But I appreciate the fact that it's diverse, but like it's weirdly enough, it's still like penny board. Like I can find the crossover of like okay, like this is definitely musically and sonically completely a 180, but I think like vocally in the way that you go about your vocal structure is kind of similar in the way that you would go about like Crybaby or Karma, and I thought that was really interesting for the sheer fact that it's like you could do a completely different genre and still have a penny board sort of feel to it, where I feel like in some cases that especially for maybe like a younger or younger group. I feel like that might be a little bit more difficult to kind of carry that sound over in that way. So I appreciate the fact that like it still to me registers as a pennyboard song, even though I feel like musicality is like both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it's like smack dab in the middle on the EP. So
Hmm.
it's like if you when the EP comes out this Friday, it's like when you listen to it in order, it will all make sense. So
There we go. And Faith, in regards to people who maybe haven't checked out Pennyboard before, and this may be the first video they watch of you, what would you recommend in terms of a song that they should listen to first to kind of give them an idea of your sound, what you're about, and what you do?
ooh, okay. So I'm kind of torn between Cherry Chapstick and Conversations. Conversations was like a huge like turning point for me. Like it was like the one of my first songs that like really started to gain traction.
Mhm.
And I feel like it's a good middle ground between like what I like to do between that, like pop punk rock sound, but also like this like Y2K like Disney sound, if that makes sense. Because I have, you know, a song coming out on Friday that's like it very much sounds like it could be in a Disney Channel movie. And so yeah, there's just like I feel like Conversations like really like encapsulates all of that in like one song. So I'm gonna go with
Okay.
Conversations.
It bridges the gaps, is what you're
Yes,
saying.
absolutely.
Okay. I feel that. Now you have me curious for their Friday song because now I'm gonna be like, is she gonna is she gonna go to a full on like ballad? Like, is there gonna be like what's gonna happen?
It's like I don't know if you've seen Lemonade Mouth. To be honest, I watched Lemonade Mouth for like the first time like a week ago, and everyone was like, "You've never seen that movie?" But it's yeah, it's one of those like I'm gonna be a rock star and follow my dreams, like one of those. And yeah,
Okay.
this is like very much my Lemonade Mouth moment. So, camp rock, those
Okay,
vibes.
okay, okay. I'm old. I'm vastly over the age of, I'm 30. So I feel like for me,
Like,
I was like lemonade I'm like am
yeah,
I
I
now hitting
missed
the
that
precipice?
one. I missed that one. Like I'm a little too old for that one, but I checked it out. It's amazing. I understand the hype.
Okay, 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 fair enough. And maybe now I'll have to check it out. But then when you said Camp Rock, I was like, okay, I get that now.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm old enough to hit the Camp Rock threshold, but not lemon.
That's exactly where I am. I totally understand.
I'm like, I'm like, is she? I'm like, I'm gonna have like a brain aneurysm. Am I hearing this correctly? So now I got it. But yeah, if you know, just let me know in the comments because I feel like now I'm at the age where I'm like hitting a little bit beyond where I should be hitting, and I'm like, yeah, there's
Totally
some things that are gonna
understand.
be completely overlooked by me. So if someone can
Yeah.
explain it to me in the comments, that'd be great. But the next question I have for you, Faith, is obviously you have a new EP. What if, as if it comes out on September 22nd, it will be out by the time this video comes out. So you can check the links. Go, pick it up. And also, if you would like to go see Faith live, there will also be links below too. Go check it out. I don't know. I think it's Tennessee and the two like Florida dates. Is that correct, Faith? Am
Yes.
I correct on that?
And
Okay.
then if anyone happens to be in the Dallas Fort Worth area, I am playing an EP release show
Woo!
on I don't know if this will be out by then, but like it's on September 30th. So
It'll probably be out
playing
by that time.
okay, cool. Playing the whole EP, playing some old songs. It's like very theatrical. So yeah. If you want to go to a local show where you're like, what is happening here? Like
Show
that is
up.
it. Yeah, it's gonna be a very like immersive experience for everybody and I'm really excited.
I wish I lived closer. If I'm only out in Pennsylvania here, so maybe we'll take a last minute flight. Who knows? No, I'm very excited. Like I said, it's been cool to go through kind of your YouTube catalog and see, again, the journey of what you've been doing for the past couple years. Obviously with what if, as if coming out Friday, how does what type of emotions are you feeling? Because I imagine, like, I don't know how long you've been working on this EP for, but like, I feel like for me, I would be like, will be relieved once it's out, but I feel like leading up to it, you're like, oh my God, what are people gonna think about me? What about all these like
Yeah.
intrusive thoughts, so how are you kind of going about this process of it being released, and what are some of the things you're feeling in regards to it coming out very soon?
Yeah. Um, so Jojo, my lovely producer, we like started working on this EP like over a year ago, and it's been ready for a while now. But I wanted to make sure like I had like everything ready to go. But I don't know. I've been like really nervous for like each single coming out. I very much took like a DIY approach as far as like marketing and all that goes,
Hmm.
because I am an independent artist and do what you can.
I
Um,
know. Yeah.
but it was like I don't know. I wanted to like really like push myself with this. Like I was like, this is a really big project, but I also like I want to see like what all I can do. Like I want to like edit the videos and like just like handle a lot of it. And there were some times where I was like feeling a little bad about it, but like ultimately like I'm really proud of myself. So there's still like a few more things to come in regards to this EP aside from like just releasing the music. But yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I am really nervous, but like all of my friends have been like so supportive through this whole thing, and they're all just like, it's gonna be okay, like just like they're like constantly reminding me like just be proud of like that you
Yeah.
finally did this, and I just have to keep remembering that like you know strangers on the internet can say mean things if they ever want to, but like I did this for myself, and I'm proud of that. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
really excited for it.
I'll give you the positive affirmations. Like I said, I really enjoyed finding out about your project and like what you're doing, and like as a marketeer myself, like I gotta give you a lot of kudos for like literally like putting your foot to the ground and just putting out a ton of content. Go give them a follow on TikTok. I'll also leave that down in the description as well. But like it's crazy to me that like it's crazy to me that like people on the internet and just the way that I guess music culture is now is just such a like community thing. Like I'll get asked to like have groups on and they're like, "Oh, I found out about you through this person." And it's like, "Wow, that's so crazy." And then like we found out shout outs to Aaron of Grey Bloom is playing guitar for Pennyboard, and I was like, "That's rad. I love Aaron." Like and it's such a cool thing, and like I always try to strive my best to whenever I ever have like people on my show, like I want to try to do my damn best to like make sure I can help them out, because like it's such a sick thing, and like I can say for a surety I probably wouldn't be here if music wasn't in my life, and like I'd love to share that positive affirmation with other people and saying like, listen, like these groups and the people that I have on here mean a lot to me, and I'd love to see them do well. So like do what you can. Like, do what you can to help groups, because like it's so sick. And like if Pennyboard has merch, like I'll also leave that down below. You can go pick something up. I will also pick something up. So Faith, let me know. But
Yes.
it's cool, and like I got to give you a lot of credit for the DIY effort, because like it's so easy to get lost in like the zeitgeist of like music right now, and so like it's so cool that we have platforms like TikTok or like even Instagram and stuff where like I would have never found out about this group otherwise, like if I didn't like do my homework or do my research or have people suggest it to me, and then like magically it shows up and you're like, "Oh, sick. This is just the group I was looking for. That's so rad." And like now I get a lot of K-pop stuff. So now I get like K-pop groups that I'm like, now I'm going to invest a lot of money into this even though my bank account's hurting. Like it's so cool, and like I got to give a lot of credit. I got to give you a lot of credit for doing what you do, because like I've seen TikToks, I've seen Instagram reels and stuff, and I'm like Faye's really doing it. So I gotta get this is a kudos moment here, so I'll give you the kudos
Thank
for it.
you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always just like try to remind people like, those really big artists that you're going to see, like they started out, probably playing in a garage, playing house
Yeah.
shows or whatever. Like, um, so support your local scene and get to a local show. And honestly, house shows are so fun.
They
So,
they
uh,
they are. I've been to my fair share of house shows, so I can totally attest to that. Um, I got close to getting a little rowdy. So
yeah,
house shows can get rowdy. So if you enjoy a good time,
yes.
place to be at. But Faith, in regards to getting into music, what was kind of your first introduction into getting into like this style of music? Were there any like artists or like people you saw on TV or YouTube that you were like, "That's cool. I like that. I want to start doing that." Is
Oh
there any that come
man,
to mind?
I had a MySpace. So
Ooh, okay, okay.
yeah, I a lot of like those artists like Forever the Sickest Kids, Never Shout Never, or The Ready Set. Um, oh my gosh, the list could go on and on. But like, I remember hearing All American Rejects on the radio, and that was like the first time that like I just became obsessed with the band and like really got into music. And then I made a MySpace and I started discovering all of these like smaller artists, and I that's how I was like introduced to this scene. Like I just was like, this is cool to me. Like I started going to shows, and yeah, I grew up going to like really small shows. I grew up in a really small town. So it was a lot of, house shows.
Oh yeah,
There were some like in a barn at one point, which was crazy. I grew up going to a lot of hardcore shows. So
nice.
yeah, I can thank MySpace for all of that, truly.
Faith knows how to throw down in a pit. That's
Oh my goodness, not anymore, but back in the day.
Same. I'm the guy that's like in the back. I'm the guy that either has my camera like holding up and I'm like trying to like keep
Yeah,
my arms
right.
steady and like be like I need to edit this later. Or if I'm at a show and I'm not recording anything, I'm just the guy that has his arms crossed, his like earplugs in, and I'm just like just vibing.
Yeah, I
I would
will
not be in
fully
the pit.
embrace that now. Yeah, no, not anymore.
Not
But
anymore.
back in the day, it was fun. I had my fair share of, being in the pit. I'll let
Nice.
somebody else take over now.
The only other person is me, so I'll take it from here. But yeah, I love that you mentioned Forever the Sickest Kids. That's like one of the groups that I love too. Underdog Alma Mater is like one of my favorite records of
Yes,
all
it's so
time.
good.
I don't care if it's cringe or not, guys. I like it, so come after me. And then I also like that you mentioned All American Rejects because Move Along is like again a timeless
Yes,
emo classic.
absolutely.
I love it. So, and then in regards to that, Faith, what are some artists right now that kind of influence your style, influence what you do, and like how you go about either writing like current or future pennyboard material?
Ooh, Ash Nico is one, which I'm sure everyone could tell. But so Ash Nico, Maggie Lindman, she's
Ooh,
amazing. Yeah. Chloe Moriando. Um, trying to think of who else. Who was on my playlist when I wrote this? I know the Somerset was on there.
oh, nice. Okay, an
uh,
OG.
the story so far, 100%.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's probably most of them.
Yeah, I think you have this. I'd almost say you kind of have a little bit of a, especially delving into the lyrics. It's like I feel like you almost have a sort of singer songwriter like quality about like the lyricism, but like the musicality is obviously more attenuated to like a pop punk, pop rock sort of sound. And I think that that's really cool because like not to say that like pop punk artists can't write great lyricism, like I could go into as many tropes as I want to about pop punk music, but I'm going to choose not to because I'm not trying to start a war. But I find that like at least for more currently, I think that there's just a more attention to detail within pop punk music now, and I appreciate that, and I'm glad to add you onto that list of people that like really pay attention to the lyrics and like the writing style because like as much as I love the musicality of it, oftentimes I'll like if I really enjoy a song, I'm like delving into the lyrics. I want to know like what the songs are about and like how I can kind of like frame of reference it to myself, and like kind of fall in love with it in that way. And I find that the way that you go about your music is very like personable in that way, but also like I think there's like a very kind of like singer songwriter sort of quality about how you put the lyrics together, where it's not like you get a clear cut message from it, but it's not like in your face. Like it's like okay, like you
Yeah.
can work around it and like it will make sense, but it's not like so clear cut. You're like, oh man, this is like a little too on the head. It's like
Mhm.
this is just enough where you're like, I get the meaning, and like now I can feel like my investment in the song is like that much more because like I can place myself into this position. So I gotta give you a lot of kudos for that. It's sick.
Thank you so much.
Um, but the next question I have for you, Faith, is a fun one. If you could pick a song to cover, what would it be?
Ooh. Um, I usually try not to do covers because I'm really like bad at remembering the lyrics, to be honest. So yeah, we don't really play covers live, but I love doing a TikTok cover now and then. Um, hmm, I don't know. I want to say Taylor Swift, but like I always cover Taylor Swift. Um, I want to say The Man, but like I just did that. Like that was like a song that like I had always wanted to cover, like The Man by Taylor Swift. Just it hits. Um, so yeah, now I got to pick something else because I already did it. Oh my goodness.
Putting you on the
Let's
spot.
see. Ooh, You're on Your Own Kid by Taylor Swift. Yeah, it's emotional. I would love to do a cover of that though. Make it like
The
a penny
hits.
board version. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I could see that. Like a pop goes punk kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about it.
If
I'll
Taylor
I'll
Swift like ever came out with a pop punk album, I would lose my mind. I think everybody would, but I think it would go so hard. It would be cool.
pop punk stonks would go through the roof if that happened. Pop punk would be on another level, I think.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying, Taylor Swift. Don't. I mean, I'm not saying you should, but like, if you did,
We're ready for it.
I can't personally say I'm here for it, but like, I respect it. I
It'd
respect.
be
I
good.
respect. I want to preface that I respect what Taylor Swift does as an artist. I just personally can't see it because it's just again, I'm not. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't think she ever would. But she's had, some songs that I'm like, this is totally a rock song if you
I
just
feel
leaned
like she
into it a
could.
little
I
more.
feel like she could do
So
it. I,
yeah.
you know, I
Oh yeah.
feel like she could do it.
Mhm.
With enough, little, maybe a little bit of a like push. I feel like she might. That might be a possibility. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll just have to do it. Faith. You'll just have to do it, and then Taylor Swift will be like, "Wow, this is actually really good.
Like,
Maybe I might actually
yeah.
have to write a pop punk album."
Valid points. Let's do it.
And then, guys, if you have any suggestions for Penny Board, drop them in the comments. I can't guarantee if Faith will do it or not because I can't control anyone. But a healthy suggestion is always good. So maybe a little
I'm an
positive
alto.
reinforcement.
Keep that in mind. I will not sing a high note. Sorry.
I respect that. You got to put a little bit of parameters on it. So I appreciate that. The next question I have for you, Faith, is another fun one. What is your favorite food to eat? What's your go-to?
Ooh, soup. 100%. I love soup.
Wow, that was right out the gate.
Cause it's like it's been my answer forever. I love soup. It's so versatile. It's almost soup season. I'm so excited. It's so easy to make too.
I respect your dedication to soup. Like
It's also cheap.
soup
It's
is
like
cheap.
it's
Yeah.
cheap to make it. If you go out for dinner, like Olive Garden, it's always the cheapest thing on the menu. Like, come on.
All
So
right, Faith. What soup? Okay, you said soup, so you have to have a specific type of soup you like.
I
What's your
do. I have
go-to?
two favorites. One is the chicken enoki soup. I'm probably saying that wrong. But the chicken enoki soup from Olive Garden, it's so good. Like these little like dumpling things.
Yeah,
Amazing. And then, oh yeah, the I don't think they've had it for a while, so I have been like trying to find like something to fill this
track
space. But
down.
it's like, yeah, it's like at McAllister's they used to have this like fall soup. It was like this autumn squash soup, and it was so good. Um, so yeah, I've been trying to find another recipe that hits the same as that one, but no luck yet.
Aw, damn. Well, hopefully you get the opportunity to find something. Uh, I think I haven't tried the chicken gnocchi soup yet, so I'll have to
It's so good.
when soup season comes around. Olive Garden, if you want to sponsor Penny Board, that'd be kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie.
I would lose my mind. I love it. I will literally buy. You can buy gallons of soup for
No, you
like
can really. Okay, this
catering.
is how I know you're dedicated to soup. Is that you know that
Yes.
you can buy a gallon's worth of soup.
So I will literally go buy like a bucket of soup from Olive Garden and then just like eat it for like that's my meal prep. It's so good. You have to try it. Get like a thing of breadsticks too. You're
I
set.
just I I just imagine you pulling up to an Olive Garden just with like a tub, like an absolute tub of soup, and then like somebody's
It's all
walking
for
in,
me.
and you're just like, and they're like, look at you like you have like something wrong or something's going on. And you're like, listen, you have not had the chicken gnocchi soup from Olive Garden, so you don't
Most
know.
most of the
It's life
employees
changing.
think I'm like going to like an event or something, like feeding like a family or something, like no, it's for me. Like
That
I
is
haven't
quite the
done it in a hot
revelation.
minute though. I
Now
might
you
do that
got to.
again
Now you
today.
got to do it. Now you got to do it.
I might do that today,
Let me
to be
know.
honest.
Let me know. I gotta see. I gotta see what this. I gotta see what this chicken gnocchi soup looks like now.
It's it's good.
Okay, it's
I
fire.
could go on about this. So
I could tell. I
I'm
respect it.
like already thinking of like all these different soups that I will send you a list. I'm like, you gotta try this.
I should. I've only made soup twice. I think. I like cook in my free time, and also to live. But I've made soup twice, and I made like a homemade tomato soup. That kind of. I'm not gonna lie. I like a nice homemade tomato soup slaps.
Yeah,
I'll rock with that all day, every
with the
day.
grilled cheese on the
With a
side.
grilled cheese on the side, you got it. I will say I probably am a little bit of a weirdo, and people often give me like the side eye when I decide to like buy it at the grocery store. But I'm a New England clam chowder guy. I love that.
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
I
People
can't
don't
agree
like
with
that.
you, but I
I
support it.
can agree with you. I okay, that's fair. I respect that. I know that there's a hill I will die on, and I'm completely okay with living and dying on that hill because it's a delicious hill. So, I know that you don't share the same sentiments, Faith, but it's okay though. You're a soup
I
lover,
support
so
you.
you'll overlook it.
Yeah, yeah.
So Olive Garden, sponsor Penny Board. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, if there's anything that you could take out of this interview, because I know somebody from your team watches my stuff. Like, just say it. Just like at Penny Board on
Look
social
me up,
media.
please. I'm begging.
I feel like it would be really funny though, Faith, is if you like if you made a TikTok and you're at the Olive Garden and you have your phone set up and then you have the chicken gnocchi soup and you're eating it in the Olive Garden and you do like day one, eat at Olive Garden, waiting for Olive Garden to notice me, and then your song's playing in the background. They're like, "Oh, that song's kind of lit. I like that." And then you're like, "Hey, what if we got like sponsored by you?" And they're like, "Bro, slide in the DMs." I'm just
That's
saying.
brilliant, and I think maybe I should do that now.
I think you got to.
Yeah.
I think you got to. That's my marketing brain at work right now. I'm trying to get you the Olive Garden sponsorship.
Yes. Yeah. Most people want like Taco Bell and
Talk,
Chipotle, but like
you'd be a
Olive
first.
Garden.
Olive Garden's like, oh my God, somebody likes us? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Whoa. All right, we got to do it now. Do it for the plug. Anyway,
Yes,
Olive Garden, do it for Faith. If not, just do it for me because I would love to see Faith just flip the fuck out if they got an Olive Garden sponsorship. I'm just saying.
I would.
I would feel a lot of emotions. So let's do it up. But that was if you guys made it through that Olive Garden like segment here, I appreciate you. But
I
anyway,
bet you didn't know we were going to talk about soup so
yeah, I bet you.
passionately on
Yeah,
this.
we're
Like,
very passionate about soup here, apparently. But the next question I have for you, Faith, is if you could have a dream collaboration on an up and coming penny board track, who would you love to have on? I'm gonna split the question up into two because I love doing this. What's one that two answers. One, what is one that wink wink, nudge nudge could do? It's more, realistic, quote unquote. And then the other one's like we're manifesting. We're believing in manifestation,
okay.
the power within. So let's do it.
I'm glad you clarified that because I was like, I have two different answers. So,
There you go.
yeah. So I guess like the more like realistic one, Oliver Baxter from Broadside,
Ooh, okay, okay,
please,
okay.
favorite vocalist. Like, I look up to him so much, and I have his poetry, and I don't know, he's just very inspiring. Broadside's one of my favorite bands. So,
Ah, yeah. Excited for the
um,
new album.
yes, so excited. So yeah. Um, the other one, I've thought about this, and it will definitely never happen, but you
You
never
never
know.
know. You never know.
Stray Kids. So yeah, I like it's more so like I just want them to like produce one of my songs.
That'd be kind of
But
tight,
because they have
actually.
like a man, I hope I'm not messing this up, but they have like three of them are like the
The
kind of
producers.
like yeah. So
Yeah,
like
that's correct.
if
I think
I
you are correct on that.
if I could work with them, specifically my bias, Chan,
Ooh, okay.
Chris, please. Like, I think we could write an incredible song together. So,
I love that. I love that. All right, guys, listen. This is what I need you to do. I need you to open your phone up. I need you to either open up Instagram or whatever, TikTok. If you want to use TikTok, that'd be probably even better. But I need you to tag Ollie from Broadside, and I also need you to tag Stray Kids as a group. I know it's gonna be a tough ask, but listen, I believe, I have faith.
imagine all three of us
All three of
together.
us together on a track. I would be feeling it. The vibes would be sufficient.
We're
So
so different.
but if you want to make that happen, you tag all three of them. You type in the word collab question mark. And again, I've been on the internet for like 8 years or more now at this point, and I've seen my fair share of stuff. So like, I always live by the truth of, if it's online, there's a good chance it could be real. So, if you want to make that dream a reality for Faith,
True.
I would be stoked. I mean,
Manifest it.
I
In
would
my
I would
head, it's already happening in 2 years. So,
there you go. Well, let's just move that timeline up a little bit more. Come on, guys, I got you. You
yeah,
know you could do it. I got
tomorrow I'm
okay,
free.
not tomorrow, but in a reasonable amount of time. So let's make that happen. That'd be really sick. The next question I have for you, Faith. I'm curious how you're gonna answer this because I don't know if you're a gamer or not, but I am, and I wanted to ask if you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, if you hear my cat meowing, sometimes he just loves to meow. So, yeah. Um, hmm. I don't know. I play like Animal Crossing a lot,
Hell yeah.
and I just
Okay.
got into Stardew Valley, so that's cool. I don't know. Man, I really don't know. I want to say Marina from like Animal Crossing is my
Hell yeah.
favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll just go with that.
I respect that. That's a move. I
She's so
like that.
cute.
She is cute. I'll give you that. I will say, once you brought up Animal Crossing, I just realized that I haven't played Animal Crossing in like a year, and I'm pretty sure my island is just filled with a bunch of weeds now. And so now I'm gonna go through this spiraling depression that I know I will never turn that back on.
Like I'll play it like once a week, and every week they're like, "Where have you been?" Like making me feel guilty, and I'm like, "Whoa, guys, it's okay. Calm down." Oh, Also, Pietro, the little clown
I
on
hate
there.
it.
Oh, I love
I
him.
hate
That's my
Pietro.
boy.
No, I hate Pietro.
He's
I
he's a little rude, not gonna lie.
I don't like him. No, get him away. I hate clowns. Get him
Okay,
off
that's
my fucking
fair.
island.
That's fair. Okay. I like clowns. I
He
used
just
to be
showed up. He was like, "Hey,
yeah.
what's going on?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "What hell did I jump
Right.
into? Get me out of here!"
I love clowns. I used to be scared of them when I was little, but I
Oh,
overcame my fears. So,
well, that's good.
yeah.
I know that eventually my fear of clowns will not be gotten rid of, but it's good to know that there is a possibility that I could change.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to. Which
One day, maybe.
no, no clowns, no clown. But I'll give a little side tangent to Pietro real quick. But I had this whole bit where I was legitimately trying to get him off my island. Like I made these jokes. I made like a whole brick wall around his house so he couldn't leave.
Yeah.
And then I put a bunch of signs out there that says "Get the clowns off the island."
Oh my
And
goodness.
I went ham with it. So
Poor little
you know,
guy.
then he finally left, and I said, "Thank God, he's gone.
Yeah.
Can leave. I
Yeah,
can
no,
rest in peace."
I understand. There's been a few on there, and then I'm like, guys, I didn't ask for this one. Like, like all like
I could
the
have gotten through with it. Anyone else? Anyone else would have been great. But for the sheer fact that he showed up, I just want to say this is an anti Pietro channel here. I cannot stand for Pietro. Don't put him on my island. Don't ask me for him. I'm not gonna make merch about him. Don't do any of that stuff. I'm not. It's not happening. Getting none of that. But the next question I have for you, Faith, is if you were to compile a dream tour lineup, including yourself, who would be on this lineup?
hmm. Is this like realistic or no?
You could do it whatever you want.
Okay. This is gonna probably not be realistic, and I'm definitely not the headliner in this situation.
Oh man, damn, shit.
Um, Rebecca Black and Olivia Rodrigo. I would like to tour with them. It doesn't make any sense, but I need it to happen.
So I think actually I'll retract my face a little bit on that one. I think that actually might work. I could
Rebecca
see it.
Black's new album is so good. Like if all you know is Friday, like
Yeah, that's
just
all I know.
erase that from your memory and check out the new album because it's amazing. Like if you like Charlie XCX, like you
Okay,
will love Rebecca Black. So
I heard
yeah.
the new Olivia Rodrigo album is good too. So
It's so good. It's literally all I've been listening to. Yeah, big fan.
I'm gonna have to check it out because shout out to my one coworker Steve. He was like, literally all I've been listening to is death metal and Olivia Rodrigo, and I was like,
Wow.
that's giving energy right now. I
Yeah,
appreciate that, And he was like, but mostly it's been Olivia Rodrigo, and I was like, that still giving energy. I respect
it's
that.
it's really good. I really liked her first album, but this one, like,
Would
it's
you say it's better than Sour?
I wouldn't say it's like better because like she's just always been so talented, but it's more like my thing for sure.
Okay, I'll have to give it a listen now because I enjoyed Driver's License as much as it got like beaten into everybody's head, very unassumingly. But I did listen to Sour and I was like, I like this. This is cool. Like I do feel like I feel bad for like people who are in that kind of space because it's like I feel like everybody just knows them for like the hit songs and then just like every like radio station under the sun is just like, hey, listen to Driver's License again for the 1500th time. Like, and I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this song again. But it also is just giving it like negative persona of what Olivia Rodrigo is, and that's like
Yeah,
not what I want to do. So I was like, you know what? Listen, I'll give her new album a listen. If I don't like it after that, then at least I know that I've given her the opportunity to be like, hey, I don't like this this isn't my speed. Like, I'm just not feeling it. But then I checked it out and I was like, this is actually very good. And I actually find that like the singles that she had put out were like not a very good representation of what I feel like the album was, which is wild.
agreed. I feel like it was a good like transition from sour to guts. But yeah, it's I wouldn't say that's like an accurate representation either. So yeah, I love it. The lyrics so good. It's just like the right amount of like angst, and then like with also like her ballads, and yeah, it's perfect.
All right, shout outs, Olivia Rodrigo. If you want to come on the show, I would not say no. That's all I'm saying. Come on the show. I'd love to have you. And as well as that, if you'd like to, manifest this tour for Faith, listen, tag Rebecca Black, tag Olivia Rodrigo. Just say like, hey, there's this sick group called Pennyboard that like both of y'all should check out. That'd be sick. I mean, I'd be about it, And then you can come back
Yes.
to this video, and then you can say like, hey, Pennyboard is touring with Olivia Rodrigo and Rebecca Black, and I'm just gonna say I told you so. So that's it. That's the vibes. Next question for you, Faith. I know you have seen a lot of shows in your day, but what is some groups that put on a fantastic live performance?
Ooh. Young Culture.
Oh yeah, shout outs, the homies.
Yeah, they're amazing live. This is like way opposite side of everything, but like Taylor Swift, it like I've seen her in concert a few times already, and like it's just every time I'm like, this is incredible. Like it is worth the money for sure. So yeah, Taylor Swift, like her concerts are just like next level.
I'm assuming you saw her on the Eras tour.
Yeah, I totally did. But it was amazing. But yeah, and then also Rebecca Black, saw her at So What Music Fest, and it was like incredible. She's amazing live.
It's crazy to see her as an artist because like everybody knows her from Friday and they're just like, wow, what a cringe song. But like now I think it's so cool how she's like adapted as an artist to like do what she wants to do. Not to say that I feel like Friday wasn't something that she wanted to. I have no idea, but I appreciate the fact that like she didn't just allow that song to be like her like claim to fame, I guess, per se. I appreciate the fact that she's still writing, the things that she wants to write, and that she's like very dedicated to writing the music that she loves. Like, because like very easily she could have just like been like, I'm gonna release like 5 more versions of Friday and keep riding that wave. So I appreciate the fact that she kind of like hit the left and was like, I'm gonna do my, I did Friday. Everybody's gonna know me for Friday, but like the true fans that like what I do are gonna follow me down the different route. And so I gotta give her a lot of credit because very easily I feel like she could have just said like, I'm just gonna do the Friday thing and that's it. That's gonna be my claim to
Right.
fame.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
big kudos, big energy. I love it. But the next question for you, Faith. You seem like a TV show and movie watcher. So what is your favorite TV show, favorite movie?
Ooh, okay. Also, my laptop is on 8%, and I just realized that. So, but I think we're gonna be okay.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna make it.
We're living on the edge here. Okay. I really like documentaries. I went to film school, and I like specialized in documentaries. So I love documentaries, but my favorite one is Minding the Gap. It's about like, uh, this group of skaters, and basically it's just about like different types of relationships, like family, friends, romantic relationships, and it just kind of like follows them through like their like early adult years, and like
Sure.
them becoming like their own people and figuring out like what they want to do for the rest of their lives and things like that. I don't know, I just really enjoyed it, and it really like hit home for me. And it was also the director, it was like his debut like documentary, and like it did so well. It like, it did amazing things for his career. So I really love that one. It was really like inspiring for me to see, especially whenever I was in film school.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love that one. Also, it's kind of a funny story. It was a book turned into a movie, and it's just about like being a teenager with depression, and like he checks himself into a hospital, and like he realizes that like, okay, like things are difficult right now, but like things will be okay. And
Yeah.
like I just have to like enjoy the small things in life. And like, try not to like let the world like overwhelm me. So it's a really good one. Yeah.
That's a heartfelt one. I'm gonna have to check that one out because
Yeah.
I can find a lot of correlations with that. So I love
Yeah.
that. Which
It's also
actually,
pretty funny. So
it's okay.
yeah.
I didn't want it to be a downer a little bit,
Oh
but
yeah.
I
It's
would
pretty
appreciate it if it
lighthearted.
was. Okay, cool. Very good. Which segues actually into my last question I'm going to ask for you, Faith, which is my personal favorite. I want to know why music is a passion to you, why you do this, why this is important to you, because like oftentimes I love listening to music, much like I would argue a lot of people do. But I think where my brain switches off is like I love to know why people do it and why it's an important staple of their life because like you carve out a lot of hours of your time, you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into making music, and it's an art form, and like I want to be able to show it the appreciation it deserves. But what makes you passionate about making music and wanting it to share that experience with other people?
Um, so I've pursued like a lot of different things in my life, and you know, I've had an identity crisis, and like just didn't really like know like I guess what my purpose was or anything like
Sure.
that. But like with music and like when I'm like writing, performing, doing anything with pennyboard, um, I feel at home. Like I really feel like that's where I can 100% be myself. And it's just like the happiest I've ever been. It's been a very like healing experience for
Sure.
me.
Yeah.
Um, and it's, opened me up to like a whole new community. And I've made like lifelong friendships because of pennyboard. And I've learned a lot about myself just because I started pursuing music. So, yeah, it's, some days are really rough and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, but like I remember that like, this is something like I'm super passionate about. It's where I feel like me. So
Something you can't live without. I feel that.
exactly, yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Well, obviously, the last thing, Faith, you can tell them where they can find Pennyboard at, what you have coming up in the next couple months, and anything else you would like to share with the class.
So you can find me on everything at Pennyboard Band, and yeah, I'm chronically online. So let's chat and hang out. Yeah, that's kind of all I really have. Just remember, do what makes you happy, and yeah,
There
it's
we
so
go.
cheesy, but follow your dreams. There's never gonna be a right time. Just do it now. So
Yeah. Don't take second chances. Like just do it now and like I can definitely agree with that. I wouldn't have started YouTube if I believed what other people said about me about doing it. Now I've been doing it for 8 years. So do it up. Live it. But great advice. And it also is great. What If, As If is out now. Go check it out. Links down below. Please go check out Pennyboard. If you are remotely in the like alt, pop punk, hyper pop space, please give Pennyboard a listen. Genuinely such a great find on the internet, which I love. So please go check out Pennyboard. I'll also leave their YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe and you won't miss out on the cool music videos. Go watch them. They came out great. As someone who loves a lot of videos and spends a lot of time on YouTube, can say music videos 10 out of 10. Love them. So please go check them out. As well as that, if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It does go a long way. I am trying to hit 5K before the year's over with. We're doing pretty well. So, if you want to get me a little bit further down that 5K pipeline, that would be really sick. And also, if you enjoy K-pop, like, don't miss out because it's sick. And I feel like I got to give my final plug to K-pop because we've been doing a lot and we're going to do a lot more before this year's over with. So come hang out if you do like K-pop and also alternative music as a whole. But huge thanks to Faye for coming on tonight and chatting with me.
thanks for having me. This was really fun.